It's running now. What you gonna do about it now? I'm gonna leave this thing running. Okay, now I'm actually looking at the camera. Okay, this is good. I'm looking with my right eye. No telling what the heck my left eye's doing, but whatever.
Choking.
She's choking. She's not really choking. She's laughing. She's cracking up laughing. Is what she's doing. See? Not see, here. Okay. Alright, so let's do a kiss video. Alright, I got my microphone going, and Carrie's got her giggles out of the way for now. Maybe not. We'll see. Carrie's doing a latch hook rug while I'm doing this video. So, alright, so do what?
Give me a show 'em.
Sure. Man, that might be the, what you call it? The what you call it?
That's
Thumbnail.
bad for you.
Thumbnail. Why?
Have that on your video.
Okay. Alright, let's do a kiss video. So this is going to be a ranking and rambling video, not just a ranking video, because I tend to ramble once I get started, if you can get me started talking at all. Alright, so this is going to be ranking the first 10 Kiss albums. I'm already stuttering and sputtering my way through this, but here we go. It's going to be from the Kiss debut album from 1974 to the 1982 Creatures of the Night album. Alright, I'm going to start off. It's not going to be the usual, least favorite to favorite ranking video. I hope I quit stuttering and sputtering as this thing goes on, but we'll see how this goes.
It's going backwards, going favorite to least.
Yes, because it's easier for me to do that, because right off the bat I can say that Dynasty and the first album and Love Gun are my three favorite Kiss albums. So, and Dynasty is probably more of a kind of a sentimental favorite, because I remember being like 6 years old and getting the I Was Made for Loving You 45 around the time that the album came out. And
you had a 45?
Yeah.
Man, you're old.
Man, I'm old, right?
I ain't never had a 45.
Oh, I bet you had. You probably had an Elvis 45. Or your mom probably did, right?
Right.
We said that at the same time. Here we go with the giggles. All right. So when I got to 45, it was I Was Made for Loving You as the A side, and the B side was Hard Times, song Ace Frehley sang. So, and if I remember right, I flipped the record around and played the Ace song more so than I played the I Was Made for Loving You. But anyway, and I wish I could dig up an old picture I have of my 6th birthday, which is when I got the Dynasty album. In the picture, it was me and my cousins, and somebody had put a poster that went in the Kiss album, the Dynasty album. Somebody had put that poster on my wall behind me, and so anyway, that's kind of a cool picture of my 6th birthday, I guess. But and if you heard a weird ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, that was Carrie's phone.
I turned it off.
Okay. So anyway, where were we? So I said Dynasty and the first album and Love Gun were my top favorites. First album is a favorite just because it's got a lot of the early classic Kiss songs. Deuce, Strutter, Black Diamond, Cold Gin, and Firehouse, and more. Love Gun. By the way, I'm not talking about the live albums, Kiss Alive or Kiss Alive 2. And I'm not talking about greatest hits albums, which could take forever because there's like 20 of them. Just kidding. Well, no, that's not too far from the truth. Let's see. So Love Gun has, the title track, and it's got Ace Frehley's first vocal song, Shock Me. And let's see, a bunch of good ones, like it's got a bunch of Dirty Jean songs, like Got Love for Sale. And I said that to see if Carrie would chime in and say something. Oh, she's giving me a look, y'all. I need to start looking with my right eye, because that's my eye that I see you seeing me. See you see me. Whatever. I told you I was going to be rambling in this video, y'all.
You're doing good so far.
So far, so good? Okay. So what else? So, okay, I said I wasn't going to talk about Alive or Alive 2, but I will say that with Alive 2, which covers Destroyer through Love Gun, I like the Alive 2 versions of those songs better than the original versions of those songs. But with Alive, which covers the first album through Dress to Kill, I like the original studio albums better than Alive in a way. So there's that. Off the top of my head, I can say that Rock and Roll Over has just has a raw sound to it, which is kind of good, in a rock and roll sort of way. But it just sounds like they just went in and hit the record button, and that's whatever came out, and there was not a lot of effort put into it, is what it sounds like to me. I know that sounds pretty harsh, but whatever. I guess that's why I like the Alive 2 versions of those songs better. But anyway, where was I? So Creatures of the Night. See, I told you I was rambling. I just went from 76 to 82, just bam like that. Creatures of the Night is a pretty good early 80s album. They kind of came back from making a couple of disco and pop and, Pink Floyd-y, concept albums. Came back with a good hard rock album with Creatures. So there's that. Let's see, what else? Dynasty and let's see, I already talked about Dynasty a little bit, but Dynasty and Unmasked are kind of on the pop and disco side, but let's see. Unmasked is like 50-50 for me. I like half of it, but some of it is a little too pop. Not really the classic Kiss sound or whatever, and The Elder is a whole other story in itself. I remember getting that when I was like 8 years old, and were you ready for this story?
Mm-hmm.
There's a song on that's the Elder album called Mr. Blackwell, and there's a line in that song that says, Mr. Blackwell, you don't look well. Why don't you go to hell?
Wow.
Wow, exactly. I remember being 8 years old and hearing that song and thinking, wow, that's not cool. But I don't know, maybe that's my Southern Baptist upbringing coming up.
That'd be mine.
Yeah. So let's see, we covered Creatures and Elder and Unmasked and Rock and Roll Over. Destroyer is another thing. Like I said, I like the live album, versions of like Destroyer and Rock and Roll Over and Love Gun better than the studio album versions of those songs, if that makes sense. But Destroyer was produced by the same guy that produced The Elder. So they both have that kind of slick production, kind of concept album vibe. But Destroyer is a classic Kiss album, and whereas they kind of missed the mark big time with the Elder. Let's see if I missed one. There's the only thing I haven't talked about yet is Harder Than Hell and Dress to Kill. So Dress to Kill is a good album as far as the songs, but the production is pretty muddy. Not very good. Compared to the live versions of those songs. Even though I just said I like the first 3 studio albums better, more so than I like Alive. Let's see. That's pretty much it, I guess. Like I said, ranking and rambling. I don't know. This is more rambling than ranking, but if there's any other bands or albums or pieces of yarn or anything else you want me to talk about or make a video about, let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe and share and all that fun stuff, and hopefully I'll be making more videos pretty soon. See ya.